guys, Emily here, and I'm here to tell you about the new R.A.D Global shoe that just came out. I've been doing CrossFit for a few years, and I would say I'm just below average as far as skill, but I'm obsessed with shoes just like every CrossFitter out there, so I decided to start a little shoe review page, and this is my first review on the R.A.D Global shoes. These were first released at Wodapalooza. You could buy them in person there a couple weeks ago. I didn't get mine there. I got them online. I ordered them. Shipping was super fast, and I got them just a few days after I ordered them. So I've been training with this shoe for about 2 weeks. I've done some Olympic lifting, squatting, Metcons, some plyometrics. I ran some 400-meter sprints in them. No real long runs though. I work in healthcare, and I wore these to work a few days just to test the comfort. The only thing I didn't do in them was some rope climbs. I don't have a place to do rope climbs here at home, so I didn't do those, which I know is super important, but based on my review and what I think of them, I do think they'd hold up. So we'll get into that in a little bit. First off, the company was founded by Ben Massey. These shoes are manufactured in Portland, Oregon. The company strives for performance, aesthetics, and then the future, and like creating sustainable products for our environment. The initial release had 2 colorways dropped. This kind of bone or light grayish white color. It's kind of an off-white and lime, and then navy blue and orange with a navy blue upper and then an orange sole. They just released an all black colorway yesterday, and then there's a all sand and all gray, like a little darker gray, set to be released here in the near future. First off, from the get-go, this company signed Danielle Brandon. That was announced at Wodapalooza, and there's been a ton of big names testing these shoes out and posting about it on social media, which off the start, that speaks volumes for a up-and-coming CrossFit shoe company in this world. So other people that have been wearing them: Mikey Steele, Ricky Garrard, Dex Hopkins, he's a team athlete, Craig Ritchie. You just have a variety of influencers wearing them. So first off, let's get into the construction of the shoe. The upper, as you can see, is a flexible mesh material. It's very breathable, super sturdy. I didn't have any issues with that. There's been no tears in it. It's not too stretchy, but it stretches for comfort a little bit. As you can see, the tongue, you can maybe see the tongue is attached a little ways down in there. So it's not a completely like free floating tongue. It's attached to the sock liner, which I sometimes have trouble with because I have a little wider feet, but I didn't have any trouble with this. You still have some tongue movement, but not to the point that when you're in a workout, it'll move completely to the side. So one of my favorite things about this shoe is the outsole pattern and all the traction it has. It's this super grippy herringbone pattern. So it's like a whole bunch of little zigzags basically that come together. The midsole is bio-based EVA swell foam. It's actually made from 70/30 sugarcane. So it's super responsive, yet not boggy, and you do get pretty good energy return from it running and doing box jumps and things. The insole is pretty typical, just a fairly thin piece of foam. It does have some designs on the bottom side, and it says it's designed in Portland, Oregon. The heel counter and the heel clip. So this TPU outsole, which I'll get to in a minute, serves as a heel clip for like handstand push-ups. I didn't have any issues with the heel rubbing on my Achilles or ankle. I got no blisters from these straight from the get-go. I didn't have any heel slip that I noticed in them either. The toe box is nice and wide, as you can see. So I have pretty wide feet. I've started wearing barefoot shoes during my work day, and not really for working out, but just for every day. And since then, I think my feet have gotten a little wider. And when you first look at these shoes, you think they're gonna be pretty narrow, but honestly, I had plenty of room in the toe box for my toes to display. I usually order men's shoes because they are made a little wider. So that kind of tells you how wide my feet are, and I did not have any trouble with these. Almost the entire shoe is wrapped in TPU, or thermoplastic polyurethane. That's this clear, fairly rigid, clear plastic around the whole shoe, except right at the toe. It doesn't come clear to there. But it is super solid and gives you a lot of medial lateral stability when wearing it. And that is also, like I said earlier, what the heel clip is made out of for handstand push-ups. So the drop on this shoe is 6 millimeters. I don't think it really felt like 6 millimeters. I think it felt a little less than that. I did not have any issues springing forward in squats. As you can see, there's a little bit of a toe spring angle there, but the traction and grip of the outsole counterbalance that nicely. The only thing that I really didn't like about these shoes was I worn them about 2 weeks, and as you can see, they're pretty dirty already, which I, of course, would expect some with a white or light colored shoe, but the suede collects dirt for sure. Ben actually reached out to me on Instagram and mentioned that a lint brush cleans it really nicely. I don't have one, so I haven't cleaned these yet, but I do feel like they would come clean pretty easily. One of the reasons that mine may have gathered dirt quicker than others is I waterproof all of my shoes before I wear them. I noticed that keeps them nicer longer. So sometimes I wonder if that makes them a little tacky and actually made them collect more dirt than they normally would have. So as far as stability, I think these are great, especially lateral movements. You do not fall forward during squats, even with that toe spring angle. I think they're flexible enough to run in and do plyometrics. Like I said, I ran some 400-meter sprints in them and I wasn't sore afterwards. My feet felt fine. They're super comfortable. I wore them all day for a couple 12-hour shifts at work and didn't have any issues there. As far as weight, I thought they felt light, right, when you put them on. Usually you have that natural instinct. This is a size 9 women's, and it weighed 11 ounces flat. So pretty lightweight. The website recommends a half size up. Based on their narrow look, I was super nervous that even a half size up would work for me. But I went with their recommendations. I typically wear an 8.5 women's, and I got a 9 women's, and they feel great. They fit perfectly. These are unisex sizing, which I don't know, you're probably familiar with, but women's to men conversion is a 1.5 size difference. So no matter what shoe size you're doing, women's is always 1.5 bigger than men's. For example, a 7.5 men's is equivalent to a 9 women's. So price point, they cost $150, which is reasonable for today's shoe market. I always cringe when I spend $150 on shoes, but this is a solid shoe that will last a long time. So after getting it, that is a very reasonable price. It also came with a sheet of stickers and then some extra stickers and a canvas tote bag for groceries or whatever. Probably my other favorite shoe right now is the Metcon 7. If I was to compare this to the Nano X1, there is absolutely no comparison. Buy this shoe. I will put a link down below where you can go to the website and order a pair for yourself.